Welcome to my bedroom and to my sex Q&A video. This is one that I've been brewing for a while. I put a question poll sticker thing up on my Instagram and you sent in your questions about sex, and I'm going to answer them for you today. Womanizer have kindly sponsored this video, so this is going to be part sex Q&A but also showing you my new favourite toy. It's the Womanizer Premium Eco, so I'll be doing like a Womanizer Premium Eco review as well. So we'll start with that first. Womanizer actually revolutionised the sexual wellness industry by being the first ever brand to stimulate the clitoris in a contactless manner. I'll show you, it's different, it's crazy. This was actually launched on World Earth Day and is the first environmentally friendly, biodegradable and recyclable product with pleasure air technology, PAT. So when you press this against the skin, I should turn it on first. So when you press this against the skin, can you even hear that? It's so quiet. So it only works when you're actually making contact with the skin. So this is the cord that comes with it. It's shorter to be more sustainable. It's made from bioplastic. It's rechargeable up to 300 times and the battery can be easily replaced. An issue with a lot of sex toys is that they're just discarded once people don't use them anymore or they're broken. The packaging, as you've seen, is also 100% plastic free. The bag that it comes in, this is 100% recycled cotton. It's also great for when you travel with your womanizer. Plus, every single time you buy a womanizer, one tree is planted in Tanzania with the One Tree Planted organization. So as well as such a unique, very different orgasm and experience, you can also feel good whilst doing good for the environment. I think we all need to start consuming in a more environmentally friendly way. Sex toys is definitely not an area I would have considered before knowing more about womanizers. That's why I'm really proud of telling you a bit more about Womanizer today. They also launched a fundraising campaign with Indiegogo to show that sustainable sex toys are indeed in demand, and then the entire amount of that fund was then donated to One Tree Planted, which I just think is so selfless and incredible. This PAT pleasure air technology that starts when it comes into contact with the skin is like nothing I've experienced before. It's kind of like a sucking, pulsating air feeling. There's 12 unique intensity levels. It's a very unique build up. It just feels different. I 100% get better, deeper, longer orgasms with it. And it's just, I like having a new toy to add to my collection as well. It kind of freshens things up in the bedroom, and this is my first ever sustainable sex toy purchase. And I just love how my orgasms now and forevermore will be that bit greener. I'll put more details below in the description box, as well as a link to shop the Womanizer Premium Eco. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments as well. I'm very open and happy to answer whatever questions you have for me about this. Now we're gonna get to the Q&A portion of the video. I tried to pick questions that kept on coming up time and time again, so I hope this video can be helpful for a lot of you. So let's start. So question number one, I'm worried about how my stomach, arms, double chin, etc. look during sex. Help. I'm actually going to link a video up here talking about body positivity, I suppose, just why I feel comfortable and happy in my body and the reasons why I don't think will ever change, so I hope you find that video helpful. But basically, when it comes to sex, I just think that I deserve a good time in bed. I owe it to me, I owe it to my partner, and I don't want my body to ever limit my life in any kind of way, whether that's a job opportunity, getting a boyfriend, feeling sexy when I'm out with my friends, dressing up nice. Like, I never want my body to limit life, and that is the same with sex. I think it's more important that I'm enjoying it rather than worried about the way that I look, and it's an honour to be in bed with me. There is nothing more sexy and attractive than a woman embracing her body for how it looks and just enjoying the experience and being fully immersed. And I find that when it's like that, it's like an upward spiral, and you enjoy it more, so your partner enjoys it more, and then you enjoy it more because they're enjoying it more, and it's just better for both of you. Question number 2, tips for long-term relationships where sex has dried up. I don't feel sexy anymore. So I will say that my longest relationship ever, I think, has been about 18 months or 2 years. So I haven't really got to that stage where I've been in like a long-term relationship, but I can relate to that feeling of the sex going. I definitely feel like introducing a new toy into the relationship can be quite fun and different and just need refreshing. I feel like I feel more connected to my partner when we have conversations that are kind of deeper and emotional, and remembering why I fell for that person, because I think you can take somebody for granted when you get so used to them. So kind of thinking back to like your first dates and like what made you excited, and you know, when you were like nervous, and like having sex for the first time with somebody new is always so exciting and lovely, and it's like you are those same people. So just trying to remember what you found so attractive about that person. Oh, I've just set the toy off. I bet you didn't even hear it though, it was so quiet. Freshening things up physically, so trying maybe some new positions, some new toys, but then also connecting on an emotional level and just really appreciating the other person for who they are. How do you feel about feet/foot fetishes? I don't get it personally. I'm very respectful of the fact that just because I don't find it attractive doesn't mean it's not attractive. I like nice feet. Like, I definitely get pleasure from when my feet are perfectly pedicured, but I can't say that I'm particularly attracted to them. That being said, when I love somebody, I love their feet. And I think that's a really good barometer for if you like somebody. It's like, do you find their feet attractive? It's like when you really know you love somebody. Do you know what I mean? How often is normal in a relationship? I feel like this one came up so much, and it tends to come up every single time I do a Q&A, no matter what the subject is. It's like this human obsession with, am I normal? What I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing about my life, is that what everybody else is doing? And I think we need to kind of discard that entirely and go after what our heart and our core wants us to, because often that will differ from other people, and that is okay. It just doesn't matter. It's like, what do you want? What do they want? What works for you? And that's all you ever need to do and pursue. I think it's important to do what your body wants, and if you feel like there is an issue, or you're not getting enough, or they feel like they're not getting enough, then you just need to have a conversation about it. Which do you prefer, sex with a man or playing with toys? They're both very different, obviously. I think playing with a toy, there's something kind of safer about it, and I know what people say when they're thinking about their body and how they look, and I guess there's less pressure. You only need to think about yourself. But then there's like a connectivity when it's with somebody that you love, and giving to them is pleasurable in a way that you can't get with toys. So I think I love having a mix of both in my life, obviously. Yeah, I think both are great. If I could choose one, it would obviously be sex with the partner that I love. But then this is just so handy and quick and gets the job done. And I live actually alone, so toys have been a regular part of my sex life, and I've been single for really long periods of time. And I speak to my girlfriends, some of my girlfriends don't masturbate, and I'm just like, what are you doing? And they're single as well, so I'm just like, yeah, get on it, it's great. Views on women who masturbate alone but are in a relationship. This really irked me, and I felt like this came up a few times, and there were a few instances of like men being jealous that their girlfriends or wives had toys, and I just don't get it. I don't think your ego should be the third person in the bedroom. It's wild that a man thinks that they could have that autonomy and control over what you do with your body and your pleasure. I just think it's more important that you're orgasming and having a good time and doing what you want with your body. That's nobody else's decision to make, and that's so important. If someone ever felt like they were able to dictate what I could do with my body, that's really a huge red flag, really scary for me. I would be very shocked, and that is a massive turn off. And why aren't they getting pleasure from the fact that I get pleasure? Don't ever let anybody tell you how you should be treating your body, because that's not right. especially if you're treating it in a positive way. Do you have a high sex drive? Mine's insane, and sometimes I feel a bit embarrassed about it. I don't know. I think I am quite normal, ironically. It's hard to know, isn't it? Because again, it's that idea of like, where do I fit in amongst other people? Am I a freak? Am I not so freaky, and that's an issue? If you said to a guy like, I've got a really high sex drive and I feel like I'm a bit of a weirdo, they'd probably absolutely love it. I think sometimes you have a mismatched libido with a partner, and that's okay. So like a toy, for example, is when you could satisfy yourself entirely when maybe your partner is less of a sexual being than you are, and that's great because something like this then kind of puts you back onto the same level, if that makes sense. But never feel embarrassed about your body. I think our bodies are always natural. At their core, like, we are natural beings. Everything that we do and feel and everything that happens to our body is natural. It's not embarrassing. There's so much shame around conversations to do with sex and women, which is particularly why I wanted to do this video, to just be like, it's okay to talk about sex. We are sexual beings as women, and to have this like autonomy and not control, but just to be able to literally take pleasure into our own hands. What to do about feeling inexperienced in the bedroom at 25. I had so many messages like this the other day, and people were just totally freaked out. Again, it's that idea of like, am I normal? So many other people have done so much more at a younger age, and that might be true for like the majority of the population, but I think there's something really cool about listening to your body and respecting your needs and the position that you're in. I just feel like the right person at the right time will come along and change all that. And there was one woman who wrote in quite interestingly, and she was like, I was a really late bloomer, I was a virgin until I was 25, I'm 29 now and I'm married. And it was really cute. She was like, please tell this woman that it's not like that forever, and just to reassure her. And again, the only time I've ever felt like things weren't happening soon enough for me were when I was comparing it to my friends who were in a different position to me. And I just think comparison is killer all the time. Just take your time. There's so much education online, so if you did want to explore a little bit more and learn a bit more about it, then of course you can. I don't think porn is particularly a good place for that, because that's a very skewed sense of what like reality is, but there are a lot of sex education sites that you can visit just so that you can feel a bit more clued up, and it should probably take away some of the mystery surrounding sex, which again is only created by the fact that we don't speak about it enough. Do you think men care about what your body looks like during sex? Yes and no. I think they are like more visual than women in general, but I wouldn't want to be having sex with somebody who cared what my body looked like in a negative way. Like, it's a privilege to have sexual intercourse with me, and I love my body. Again, if you haven't watched that body video that I did, please do go and watch it after this. And I think that more often than not, it's not necessarily like men looking at your body and deciding whether they like it or not. It's about you deciding you like your body. So you can be like sexy at any size and any shape, because that confidence, that self-acceptance that you give out when you're in the bedroom is the most attractive thing by far. How you accept yourself, loving your body, feeling confident in it, and not apologizing for the way that you are as well. Tips for getting to the big O. So I feel like for women, I mean, first of all, womanizer. If you haven't tried it, you really need to. Very, very different experience. I think kind of the sexual wellness industry in general, women need to explore a little bit more. Again, there's a lot of shame surrounding it and just like taboo, and we don't talk about it enough. For me, being in a place where I feel like it's a very psychological thing for a woman, I think. And I do think porn is good for that, for like a visual stimulation. I feel like you need to get kind of like fully immersed. You need to forget about day-to-day life and what's surrounding you and just be focused on your body and the way it feels. I particularly like thinking about certain scenarios, that really helps me. I think eye contact, if you're with a partner, is really, really lovely as well, and lots of like caressing of the body. And I just think the more that you explore your body, the more you have a better understanding of how to reach the big O, orgasming, if you didn't know what the big O is. Honestly, toys is an amazing way to understand what you like, what kind of triggers your body to getting that point of having a really good orgasm. And once you know that, it's, for me anyway, it's kind of like clockwork. I know what works and what triggers it, and it just is a really wonderful part of life, which I feel like not enough women particularly experience. Orgasming is so natural, and so is masturbation, and we should really embrace it more, particularly as women, and just talk about it more with our girlfriends as well. How do you feel confident after a dry spell / not having had sex for a while? I actually find no issue with that, because, and I do go through some dry spells, like when I was single I would go through drier spells, but I know that I have so much like pleasure to give somebody in the bedroom. Who is watching this? I just, so sorry if you're a friend or family member. Yeah, I feel like I feel like I really value myself as a sexual partner and in bed, and that's come from experience and communication in the past with partners. I really love a debrief after sex, being like, what did you like, what didn't you like? I think that's really important to do in a relationship, because then you can feel confident that you are doing that thing for your partner. Even if you're not in a relationship and it's like a one-night stand or a friends with benefits or a fling, it's just still having that communication, because it's like, if I have the confidence to have sex with you, if you get the opportunity to have sex with me, I also want to be able to actually speak to you about it. I think there are things that you can do on the surface, like nice lighting in the bedroom, cool music that's kind of like background beats sort of style. It would sound cooler than how it just sounded coming out my mouth. A nice lingerie, and I like it when I'm fake tan, so I've got a bit of makeup on and all that kind of stuff. But also, like, I value myself as a partner in the bedroom. I am an equal. Not only am I an equal, I am confident in what I have to offer when we're in the bedroom, and that's come through years of like communication and online sexual education as well, and talking to my friends about it, and just being more open, being open with your friends and sharing experiences, being open with your partners and learning what they like and don't like, and what you like and don't like, because that's just as important. I think communication is actually best for that, and I know it takes quite a bold person to be like, did you like this? Do you like this? But at the same time, you are having sex or sexual relations with that person, so it's like, if you can have the confidence and if they can have the opportunity of doing that with you, then you should feel like you're in a space where you can actually speak about it, because we're all different, and you're not going to know what somebody likes until you actually have that conversation, and they have that conversation with you about what you like. So it's a bit cringy and I get a bit British about it, but you do just have to be open for everyone's benefit. I think the overarching themes from the questions that I did was like, people were so concerned with what normal is that they would rather be normal than actually like satisfy themselves and be having a really good sex life. And I think that's sad, and please forget about what normal is, because normal really doesn't exist, and all you ever need to focus on is what makes you happy and gives you satisfaction. That's honouring yourself and your body, and that's so much more important than being average will ever be. So that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for Womanizer again sponsoring the video. So this is the, again, Womanizer Premium Eco. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any other questions surrounding the Womanizer or sex in general. That's absolutely fine. I'm happy to answer them. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!